Oh, it's mail time. Wow. Let's open this. So we got a nice little photo book. Let's bring down that ISO a little bit. It's made by my friend Jacob. I've mentioned him on the channel before. I'm super stoked for him. There's a lot of really good looking photos in here, and the print quality is pretty nice. And this isn't sponsored or anything. I just like supporting my friends. So let's start the video.
Send your photos to me, Discord's below, and I'll pick my favorite in the next episode of your vibe.
Guys, hold the phone. More important than anything right now, we got some memes to look at. See, I posted in my Discord thanking everybody for 6,000 subscribers, which, by the way, thank you for 6,000 subscribers, and I got some memes back, which it's just wonderful. I really like this one. It's like the Stonks meme. This is a... and this one, oh, my heart, so beautiful. The tones, oh, love it, great. I love memes, so excellent. All right, let's talk about the challenge now. Anyway, last video I asked you guys to submit some photos to me. 4 photos of one subject, a re-edit of an old photo you took, and your favorite photo from Animal Crossing. And you guys did great on the first 2, but there's a lack of Animal Crossing content. I don't know what that's about. But before we get into my photos in the gallery, I want to extend another challenge your way. Now for this challenge, you're going to be focusing more on themes rather than specific photos, so it's a little bit more open-ended this time. For the first one, I want you guys to take a photo of something that makes you feel nostalgic. Maybe it's an old video game, maybe it's a teddy bear, whatever it is, something that makes you think of when you were young. For the second one, I want you to shoot something that you think is funny. So it could be yourself, it could be a family member, it could be the photo of the egg that you dropped on the floor this morning while you were cooking your breakfast. That definitely didn't happen to me. Today. It did. It sucked. And the bonus challenge, anything you've shot in a video game. It could be Grand Theft Auto, No Man's Sky, Animal Crossing, whatever it is. No one really submitted Animal Crossing, so that kind of profoundly bummed me out. I'm looking at you, Mr. Authentic Aesthetic. Where's your Animal Crossing photos? But yeah, anything you shot in a video game, any screenshot that you think is cool, share it and I'll throw it in a bonus section. You can submit these photos to my Discord, which is linked below in the video description and in the pinned comments. Send it to me by April 16th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Another thing I thought about was hashtags. If you're going to be throwing these on Instagram, use hashtag #SweetChallenge. Still submit them to the Discord though, because that makes my life easier. But hey, maybe we can get a nice little thing going on Instagram and I'll smash that follow button on you, so there you go. So before we get into the gallery of your work, here's what I did for mine. So for the re-edits, I started out with some older travel photos. And I think the reason I chose travel photos is pretty obvious, because I would much prefer to be in the Grand Canyon right now than at my desk. I recently picked up a couple of Ansel Adams photo books. Really don't get this confused, I'm not trying to compare myself to him at all, but I took a lot of inspiration and it made me want to go back to my older photos from that region and re-edit them. I was particularly drawn by the way he gets these really dark skies, and I know that has a lot to do with the way they're printed in the darkroom with burning and dodging and all that fun stuff, but that was my inspiration for these, but I wasn't quite satisfied for the challenge, you know what I mean?
Is your ego satisfied?
Damn no.
No.
Then I moved on to some photos from Maine. Now, there was obviously a lighthouse there, and if you guys have been following the channel, you know that last year my favorite movie was The Lighthouse. So I thought I would take inspiration from the movie. Now The Lighthouse was shot on film, and specifically orthochromatic film, meaning that the film is more sensitive to the greens and blues and less sensitive to the reds, so the reds become really dark and the skies become really bright. It's a really unique look, and it renders skin tones beautifully. Just watch the movie, do it for me, please. So that was my logic. I tried to make them more contrasty, more punchy. I darkened the blacks a little bit, I cut the reds, I removed a little bit of the oranges and the yellows and kind of pumped up the greens and blues a little bit. I added some grains to kind of make it look a little more filmy, and that was it. And I was decently happy. It had the vibe, but something wasn't quite right. And then I remembered when Rebecca and I were there was one time where we looked at the lighthouse and it was super foggy and like you couldn't see like a foot in front of you, and I was so pissed off because I was like, I want to get these photos in the stupid fog. And so this trip was years ago and I never really edited those foggy photos, and wouldn't you know, at the time I hated them, and now I'm just so glad I have them. It just goes to show you really can't ever delete your photos. Like ever since seeing them movie and re-editing these, I kind of breathed new life into them, and these are photos that I never edited before. So I'm really stoked about how these came out, and I feel like they capture the vibe. I experimented with the aspect ratio on some of them too, giving them a 1:1 aspect ratio to kind of match the square look of the film. But overall, I approached the edit the same way I did with the previous one. I just, with the fog here, you get that atmosphere that was present in the movie, that little creepy, spooky feeling. I quite like it. For the 4 photos of one subject, I just went to the backyard and I took a couple of photos of Charmander using the Helios 44, and the focusing ring of my Helios 44 kind of came off while I was doing this. It was always kind of wobbly ever since I bought it, but now it's more difficult to use, so that's fun. These photos are definitely a throwback feeling for me specifically, and I don't gotta tell the people who've been following this channel since the beginning and even before that the significance of Charmander. That's an OG reference, I suppose. So anyway guys, here is the gallery. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let me just say I am so stoked with how many entries we got. It's overwhelming how many of you are sending these photos now. It's really, really cool. So thank you guys so much for submitting, and I hope you guys keep going with it, and I hope you guys are having fun with this stuff. I know we're in some fucking weird times right now, but it's really cool that we have this community going here. So thank you guys. I appreciate you all so much more than you realize. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you submit your photos to the Discord by April 16th, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Thank you guys so much for all the support. You guys are awesome. And seriously, thanks for 6,000 subscribers. That shit is crazy. As always, you can find me on the socials. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on TikTok, MySpace, Discord, not Facebook. Talk to me. And I'll see you in the next video. Got a nice review coming that's been a long time in the making, coming next week at some point. Also the podcast, I'm gonna have more episodes of that real soon. Alright, bye. This is a good one. I rate this meme 8 out of 10. That's good. Could be a photo of you dropping milk on the floor. I don't know. What the fuck am I saying? Not in love with that, and to be frank, I'm not in love with the photos.
Like and subscribe. Sweet Lou Photography. The man.